All right, in Esprit 2011, 2012, we have our part drawn. Most of you guys in Al's class have the part drawn. So what I'm going to do is show you how to chain the part, how to put the part setup point in, and how to get it ready to go. So we go to Create Features, and under Create Features we'll have this toolbar right here. So we click on the chain, auto chain, and then we click on the starting point, the direction, and don't pull it too far. If you pull it too far and go out here, it will mess it up. So starting point, barely pull it, and then back to home. Now the part is chained now, but remember, this is where the wire is going to start. It's going to go from here to that point. So just remember, if you highlight the whole part and you hit chain and there is a dot over here, it's going to come and cut your part in two. So remember that your wire is going to start here, it's going to go to that dot, it's going to cut it out and come back. Okay, so the part is chained there. So we're good with that. Now what we're going to do is do the part setup, and also make sure you have it set for Mitsubishi or you'll be in big trouble. So we want to go to Machining, Solid Wire Gold, Part Setup. And all I'm going to do here is, I have mine pretty much set where I want. The only thing I'm really going to change here is my start position. So I click on the arrow beside start position, click on the point, and make sure you put a point there. You just can't click in outer space. You've got to have a point there. So that's going to be my start position. I click OK. And there we call it the crash dummy symbol here, but that's where the wire is going to start. It's going to go into this point, feed around, come back, and then it's going to come out. So now I'll show you how to go ahead and contour it. Go to Solid Wire Gold, Contour. Oh, it did that. I was showing you that on purpose. So we want to highlight the whole thing. Actually, I was not showing you on purpose, but we want to highlight the whole part. So the part's highlighted now. Now we can go to Solid Wire Gold, Contouring, and we go to the top tab. Want to make sure it's a punch because we're cutting the outside. Anytime we're cutting the outside, it's a punch. If we're cutting the inside, it's a dab. And make sure you only have a rough and a skim. If you have a rough and a skim and a cut, you're going to have a lot of stop signs. Rough and skim means we're going to go around at one time. And if you have any problems in this area here with stop signs, that means that if your wire thickness or your workpiece thickness is probably set to 0, which is impossible. Just make sure your upper wire guide's higher than the part thickness and it'll be fine. I'll leave mine up for you to look at. But on this bottom, make sure it's set to none because we don't have a cutoff strategy. Cutoff strategy is made for if I'm going to make several passes to clean it up and get it smooth. I'll have a glue tab here. I'll cut around it and cut around it and cut around it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm making one cut. Cut data. You can set it here or at the machine. I like to set it at the machine so I have a little more control. But technically I can go here, set it for the machine, inch, hard brass, steel. Make sure it's at the roughest finish. The highest number is the roughest finish. And it's a 1/2 inch thick, so I click OK. Approaches, I do need to set these. I'll have to set it where my crash dummy symbol, but see, if I did not have that point there, I would not be able to know where that's at. But see, by having that point there that I created, it knows where it's at. Go to Advanced, no change on the flushing. I'm going to leave it alone, hit OK. And once it's done, it's going to be gray and red. Now, it won't do anything yet. You've got to click in outer space out here somewhere, and then click Simulation right here. Let me pull it down so you can see it. And there it goes. And it is simulated. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. And now we want to see the code that we're going to save on the USB. So we go to File, NC Code, or the hotkey is F9. And it's going to bring up the code. Now first, it probably won't find the post processor. Nope, it did it. Okay, it did it because I already had it up. But once you find the post processor, you'll click through it. But there's basically the code. And then there's a lot of code because each tooth has several 10, 20 lines of code with it. Okay, so at this point I would click on Save or File, Save As, and I would find my USB, which I don't have one in, but then I would save it to the USB, get rid of all this, just say rack, save it to the USB, and you're good to go. Make sure your USB is formatted FAT, F-A-T, not FAT32. It won't work. So you know how to format USB, so format it to FAT, save it to that, and then stick it in the machine and you're good to go. If you have any questions, have Al call me and I'll walk you through it. Thank you. Have a good day.